So we're going to be doing is planning and implementing storage in this lab. The first thing I'm going to do is create and configure Azure Storage. So I'm going to create a storage account first. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to add some storage on here. Log into here, data and storage. Pick down here storage. Wait for this to come up. And I have to give it a name. I'm going to call it David Papkin Storage. So I'm calling this one David Papkin Storage. And the resource group I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new resource group. And I'm going to call this new one here Asset Management. And afterwards this, location, good, that's okay, and diagnostics not configured, and I'm going to say in this right here, great. So I'm going to pick this, close the location, and I'm going to say create. And you'll notice here, you can see it's creating the storage. Okay, now that it's created, I'm going to go into the containers here, and I need to add a container on here, and I call this one Asset Images. We'll be using it later. Adding it to the container. I'm going to close the container blade, but that'll still keep it on there. Problem. Now I'm going to do is I ran this command, get storage account, and it tells me about my storage accounts. Now the one is let's take a look at this one here. Let's find the one is the account type, account name. So I have a couple of them. One here, one of them I have here. Storage account name is this one. What I believe is I have another one over here. So this is the one I created manually. There was one created by the lab script, so I'll put this one over here. Next I'm going to do is install AZ copy. And let's see where this takes us here. We'll go to this one here, and I'm going to get the latest one here. Download and install it. Run it on here. And I'm done. It's going to install it. Now, I want to make sure, okay, good, it's better than version 3.0. Accept the terms. After I do this, I'm going to have to actually change some environment variable on here afterwards. Right? And afterwards, I'm going to actually have to do is this. I have to add something. So then next here, I'm going to go to System. I have to go to here, Advanced Settings, Environment Variables, and I'm going to go on here. Should be on my comms. Let's see, in the Edit System, and the variable value should be over here wherever I get it. So I'm going to edit the path. And then here, I have to do is I have to put some more of the path in there. Actually, program files x86 Microsoft SDKs Azure AZ copy. Let's just try to do is this. Just here, and let's just copy it out of here to make sure I did it right. So I can put it here, highlight here, Control C, say OK, OK, OK. Now let's just take a quick look and make sure, because I couldn't cut and paste because I'm inside a VM right now, and it's just a bit complicated. C: program file space x86 Microsoft SDKs Azure copies. Now open lowercase. That should be okay. Great. Now the other thing is I'm going to check on one here. What I'm going to do is in here, run as admin, and I'm going to go into here. And as soon as it comes up here, I'm going to go into a command prompt. I'm going to type AZ copy and see if it came up or not. And it did. Great. Now for the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to upload some blobs onto this one right here. So what I have to do is on here, I'm going to go into the PowerShell ISE. I should have this open right here. And I'm going to go cd lab files, lab 06 starter. Great. Now I'm going to do is fill in the easy copy with the ones here. So I'm going to take my account storage name, Control C it, make sure of course here that I get rid of this. Great. David Papkin Storage uploads on that. And now I have to do is get my access key. Let's wait a second. What I gotta do is go back and get the key. I haven't gotten that yet. So let's try this other one here. Let's take a look here into keys. Okay, and we'll take a look in the primary access key. And I'm going to do is copy it. I'm going to allow this into there. Go back to the ISE environment. And I'm going to type in there. I'm going to paste it all in there. Let's see the destination key, colon is this, and then source on that one there. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight it. Oh, let me put the access key there, just so that it's okay. It's very nice the way they do this in this lab here. Very neat and to the point. Now let's try running it and see if we get anywhere. Okay, there's an error here. Let me just check and see. I bet it's something. The actual reason for this is because I have to close this environment and reopen it, because remember to get actually the AZ copy, because I did is there's a change of the environment variable, remember? So I have to close it. I have to close the ISE. I'm going to run another one here, ISE's admin, reopen it, and then I'll get the one in there. Let's just get the one in here, example. I'm going to highlight the AZ copy here. I may have to add it to the account, add account. Let's see if this works or not. And we'll see if this one works. Okay. So I think as I need to do is on this, oh yes, because now on this one right here, I have to go to the lab files because it's going to look in there for the asset image. You can't find that. So let's go into here. Lab 06 starter. Go into that. Good. Let me just clear the screen to get rid of that nasty message. Okay, no problem. Let's just make sure that the account is still here. Make sure that it's still in there. And let's try to fire it up again. And let's see if it comes up. We should know in a little while if it's coming up or not, or if I get an error. I'm trying to copy. So now running the AZ copy command, you have to actually run a /V on the end, and afterwards you can see files here. Interesting, on a side note, this one in here, it will show you where any journal files, if you have to if you like want to do is redo it, you'll see some journal ones, and they won't let you do it again while it's running, and you would just delete them from here. Actually, now if I look here in asset images, and I just take a look under here, I should see under asset images, I'll see the blobs on there. And we'll see this up here shortly. And you'll notice they're here. Great. So what we've done is now we have used AZ copy to upload blogs. Now the next thing I'm going to use is Azure File Storage. I'm going to create a file share and upload. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go File Shares and open that one over here. And I want to do is I want to get, of course, the account I have to do is Azure Storage account I created. So I did is I ran get storage account name, get Azure Storage account, and then I'll just use the one here. And the one that I created, I want to make sure I use this one. This one is right here. I want to make sure I don't get that space in front of it. And I'm going to paste it in here. Great, and I put that one in there. Well, I'm going to try on this one here. Just save this one right here. And then I'm going to try to run the script. And let's see if it works right here. Now notice that this one in here, these values are already filled in already, and it's going to grab some things into here. So it'll get them. Let's see what it does. With this section, we're going to use the Azure Backup Vault. The first step we're going to do is create a backup vault. So in the full Azure portal, I'm going to click on Recovery Services. And then I'm going to do is create a new vault on here. And I'm going to do is in the Quick Start page. Give it a name. I'm going to give it David Papkin Vault. And I'm going to pick, of course, Anastasia and create it right here. Now that it's created, should be created. Yep. I'll create it. I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to do is download Vault credentials. So the first thing we do then is download Vault credentials over here. Generating the Vault credentials. And I'm going to save it to the downloads right there. Just take a quick look to show you what's here under there. Great. Okay, fantastic. Now I'm going to do is, on my vault right here, the next thing I'm going to do is download Azure Backup Agent. I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to do is run it. And then afterwards, I'm going to go through the one there. Use the default proxy one there. I'm not going to use this. Yeah, I'll use Windows Update since I have Internet access. And I'm going to do is copy the files, let it go through. Should be almost done over here. So I need to now do is register on here. Browse for the credentials here. So the next thing I've done here, on my desktop, I'm going to click on the Azure Backup. Register server. I don't need one here. I'm going to browse it here, go to downloads. Now the passphrase on here, I'm going to generate a passphrase on there. I'm going to browse to my Lab 6 folder. Files, Lab 6, starter folder. Okay, then register this one right here. And as you can tell you where it was saved to right here. Now in the next task I'm going to do is, so I've already created and installed. I've installed the backup agent. I'm going to create a backup schedule. In the action panes here, I'm going to schedule a backup. Next, I'm going to add items. A D drive, F6, starter, and I'm going to do asset images and invoices. Say OK. Next. Available time. Say 9:30 a.m. Next. Now if I take a look at some of the retention policies here, and I can see some of the ones over here. And so there's quite a few choices over here. And I could say, do I want to do it in offline over the network, or do I want to do an offline backup, etc. So I'm creating the backup schedule, and then when this is all done, I'm going to run a backup and just try one out. Take a look over here. I'm going to try backing up now. See if I can do his backup over here. See what it does. Okay, as you see, it says it's backed up. So let's take a look in the full portal right here. Let's take a look about this. Let's take a little look here. Now that the backup is done, I've run a backup.